In session. Commission recognizes Chairman Kurt Holbert, Government Relations Committee. Commissioner Holbert, the floor is yours.
All right. Mr. Chairman, the Government Relations Committee would like to recommend the following three people on the Asian Carp Advisory Task Force. I'll present this to you in the form of a motion. We'd recommend Jeff Griggs, Mike Butler, and Ben Duncan.
I have a motion and a second for nominees to the Asian Carp Advisory Task Force. Is there any discussion within the commission? Any discussion by staff or the public? Hearing none, I assume we are ready to vote. All in favor of the motion as presented by the Government Relations Committee, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion to accept Jeff Griggs, Mike Butler, Ben Duncan as our representatives to the Asian Carp Advisory Task Force has been approved. Chair recognizes Chris Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And in light of these appointments, I will work with agency staff and yourself to prepare a letter notifying the members that they have been appointed and also establishing a contact person for them up into the first meeting, which we expect will happen sometime in July. So more to come on that. We'll have a report back to you in August on how that is progressing.
Thank you so much, and thanks for your efforts on that. Is there any other business that commissioners wish to bring before the commission today? Any announcements? Director Carter, any announcements?
You may be making the announcement just as a reminder. The next meeting will be August 18 and 19 in Crossville at the Art Circle Library.
Kurt Miles, you want to add to that any?
Yes, sir. I can't take credit for any of these accommodations, but John Mayer has been working on putting together the meeting in Region 3. I guess for those of you that don't know, John is a happy man. He and his wife Cynthia are coming home from Wisconsin, where they were able to welcome their second granddaughter into the world. They have a grandson and a granddaughter now, so I'm sure they're very, very happy. With that said, John did send me an email. He's always taking care of us. I'll just read what he sent me. With a lot of help from the Cumberland County and Crossville Chamber of Commerce, the meeting will be held in the Cumberland Room in the Art Circle Public Library in Crossville. On Thursday night, the Chamber of Commerce has arranged for commissioners to enjoy an evening of wine tasting and local cuisine. A block of rooms has been reserved at the Conference Suites Hotel. That's at the Peavine Road exit there, one of the Crossville exits. And of course, emails will follow with more information. We also have, for those that would wish to participate, a field trip planned on Thursday morning out to Catoosa Wildlife Management Area from 9 to 11, I think. Be back in town around 11:30 for lunch on your own.
Kirk, thank you so much. Commissioner Bledsoe, I know you've had a lot of involvement in this. Thanks for opening up, if you will, your home to us to come and visit. Are there any issues that the public needs to bring before the commission today? If not, Tim Cleveland, on behalf of the commission, we greatly appreciate this region's hospitality. How you all have cared for us has been remarkable. Staff, I've said it, this will be my third time, but it's just that important. Your preparation for this meeting, the information you had to support that, thank you. This has gone remarkably smooth. Mary, as always, thank you for the support from the Forest Service. It is a privilege to have you here. A couple of other things, and then we'll go home, assuming I can get a motion to end this meeting. First, we have had a good 2 days. We've had good discussion. I said it earlier, it's been very respectful. I will have to commend the people from the public that spoke yesterday. They were well prepared, respectful. and could not have been more courteous, and their information helped us in our deliberations. So if they happen to hear this or see this, I greatly appreciate how they helped us. The decisions that have been reached today, we're not going to make everybody happy. That's the fact of life, because there's a difference of opinion, and that's good. That is good. But we think we've reached a point that takes care, first and foremost, of the resources, and second, and equally so, giving opportunities to the sportsmen and women and their families who give us the opportunity to care for these resources. At times, it may appear that there is an agenda. Sometimes it's insinuated that there's an agenda. I would ask the public not to confuse passion with agenda, and that the passion on this commission is the focus solely on the resources and the opportunities to the public. This Monday, I got a text, and we'll congratulate Commissioner Woodson on winning, and I hope I get this right. She won the highest level in retriever field trials. I believe they call it the all-age limited stake, where professional and amateurs compete. A huge, huge accomplishment, and well done. Well, let me rephrase that. Your dog did really
Thank
great.
you.
Okay.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I want. And if you would, and bear with me for just a few more minutes. That reminded me of some requests that we have had and discussions that many of us have had coming to the commission regarding retrievers. And I want to back up a little bit away from that and recognize what this state has accomplished, what the staff and the commission and the public locking arms has accomplished. Not only do we have the best fisheries, frankly, in the United States, but look how many times Bassmasters comes here. But also look at the opportunities that we create for kids and the number of high school fishing teams that we have. It continues to grow. We just approved a shooting facility today, and it is a privilege to have those monies funneled through our agency. Look at the growth in that across this state to give folks the opportunity to have a place to go shoot. Look at the number of teams in high schools that are growing exponentially because of the fact that we have those kind of facilities in this state. Archery, same thing. When the nationals occurs in our state, that's a lot to be proud of. And I look at the moment of freedom and at the same time think and pray for Shane Hall, who's been facilitating this. What started as a dream for him and the commission took to a vision stage, look what that has become in reality. This state is nationally recognized for caring for our disabled men, women, and kids when it comes to the outdoors. And it continues to grow, it too, exponentially. I mention this now because of Commissioner Woodson's achievements and Keeper's achievements. We have a number of sportsmen, women, and their families who are into retrievers. Maybe not to this level, but maybe they just want a place to work their dog. And what a phenomenal family time. What a phenomenal family time with this animal who's probably the best picture of unconditional love, at least that I've ever seen in my lifetime. We have the opportunity, in my opinion, to take that opportunity to the nation as a whole and make Tennessee one of the best sporting dog states that the U.S. has ever seen, just as we've done in Moment of Freedom, just as we've done in our fishing, just as we've done in our shooting facilities. And so with that, that is my challenge and that is my request of our new Property and Infrastructure Committee, which is being chaired by Jeff McMillan, and you couldn't have a finer chair to get things done. If anybody gets things done, he does it. We have a youth permit for elk because of his passion to make sure that that got through. And how many times does he bring up the youth opportunities? So there's been a dream for a lot of years that maybe, just maybe, Tennessee could become a sporting dog state, and that the agency, because most of the sporting dogs are our constituents, if you will. They're the license holders that allow us to do what we do. And we've got lands that we can do that with, and we can enhance those lands. I will, in the same breath, say we can't take this step from dream to a vision that I'm challenging the committee with on our own. We know very well the budget constraints this agency has, so it can't be done by ourselves. But in all the other categories that I've just rattled off that we are nationally known, those have been accomplished because we have locked arms with the public, and the public has supported these ventures financially, and that's what it will take. So I am asking, assuming you'll accept this challenge, I'm asking the Property and Infrastructure Committee with staff across the state, not just at one location, but across the state, to come up with a vision plan that allows this state to become the benchmark for the rest of the country when it comes to caring, training, and just providing opportunities for our sporting dog community. My hope is you accept that one.
That's it.
Thank you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. My hope is that we can get some preliminary feedback at our August meeting. That's all of my sermon, I promise you. As you're aware, we will not have commission meetings in June or July unless there's an emergency session called for. My hope is that this will give the commission time to spend time with their families. Likewise, it'll give the public the opportunity to spend some time with the commission, and maybe the commission to get some time out with staff. That ought to scare you a little bit, but we're coming. That's all I have. Any other thoughts? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? I have a lot of, let's see, who I got? We're going to let Commissioner Baker make that motion, and Kurt Olber will let him second it. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Hang on one second.
Oh, excuse me.
On those comments, you're talking about that, I've been very fortunate. I got into the game of retriever trials a little bit earlier than Jamie did, and I've been fortunate to travel to state-owned grounds all across this country, from Vermont to Montana to Oregon to California and Texas and everywhere in between. And that's a huge dream, and being vice chair of that committee, I really appreciate the challenge, and will help Commissioner McMillan try to lead this dream. I'm really excited. It's really cool that, like South Carolina has a H. Cooper Black area that we go to that's a state-owned grounds that we have. It's 13,000 acres, but there's probably about a 500-acre tract that's set aside just for sporting dogs, not just retrievers, pointers, setters, spaniels, and that facility brings a huge economic impact to the town of Cheraw, South Carolina. It's not only that, but just like you said, every kid that we teach to use a dog, they're going to buy us a hunting license. And they're going to get to enjoy what we get to enjoy. Thank you. I will make a motion to adjourn now.
Well, thank you for your comments. I personally have a dream. It would tickle me to death if we began to see sporting dog teams in our high schools. Just that could be kind of cool. I do have a motion to adjourn. I have a second. Assuming there's no other discussion. If not, all in favor of adjournment say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Be safe going home, and thanks for your help today.